turtle, little 5.3 LS Miata. Man, wait, hold up, what is that? Wait a minute, is that a dashboard? What? That's crazy. What's going on, guys? It is Mr. Matt Man, and today is Thursday, May 14th. So this week I've been talking with the tuner, trying to get the car on the dyno, and I was hoping it was going to be like Friday or Saturday we could do it, and then all of a sudden he hit me with they have plans and his only day available to tune is Thursday. So here's Thursday, and this is me with an extreme amount of butterflies and nervousness, and this car's going to be on the dyno in like 2 hours. I am nervous as all hell. So when I got home from work last night, as you can see, I put the dash in. First time the dash has been in the car like assembled, so I had the center console and the back of the cluster powder coated. You can see everything's fitted here, my nice beautiful carbon panels, and then also the beautiful turtle air vent by Senor Hutch himself. I'm so happy with that thing. So yeah, everything's together. The only thing I'm waiting on now is for the ARC panel. I'm waiting on a roll bar mount because I want to bolt it to the cage up here. But that's that. So I got to move my bumpers out of the way, clean up the floor a little bit, and get this thing loaded up on the trailer. So we're going down to King's Performance to dyno tune the car. So I don't know, 750 horsepower or bust. We'll see. And just like that, all packed up, car's loaded up on the trailer. I brought my timing light. I brought a set of spark plugs and 5 gallons of gas right there. So hopefully today will go smooth. I am so freaking nervous. Like, it's one of those things, like when I had my 1.6, I mean, the car was on the dyno probably 5 times total in its life. And it honestly just became normal. Beat the shit out of it, take it off the dyno, do a big fat burnout, all was great. But this car, it's just like, well, this setup now, it's just like, I'm not 100% confident everything is worked out. Mainly the cooling system. But I can't keep just sitting there waiting around. So, I mean, we can always do dyno pulls, wait for it to cool off, do dyno pull, wait for it to cool off. But man, I hope today's successful, because if today's successful, that means I'm definitely going to the track tomorrow. If I go to the track tomorrow, there's really no reason I can't run a 9 tomorrow, which will be my first 9-second pass ever, which will be, I probably will cry. Like, that'll be definitely a thing to remember for me, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Definitely have a lot to learn with this setup. Driving it shouldn't necessarily be difficult because it's, you know, 2-speed. I only have to shift it once. The power's very drawn out across 2 gears, so I wouldn't necessarily think it's gonna be a handful to drive, but at the same sense, I mean, you definitely respect the power. With my 4-cylinder, I was afraid of it for a little bit. I got comfortable, and me and it were just kind of made a good pair. Now with this setup, I mean, I'm gonna be making 200-300 horsepower more than I made before with double the torque. So that's going to change the characteristics of this car a lot. So anyway, no more waiting. I will catch up with you guys when I get at King's. I'll talk to Sergio for a bit, probably get it off the trailer, and catch up with you guys then. It's so hard to drive because I can't use any TPS. And the fact that it's got a spool in the back makes it that much harder. The man, the myth, the legend on the keyboard, getting everything situated. I'm gonna throw up. I got the butterflies. Guys, I got a cool hat. Alright, so a little backstory. When I wired the fans, I only put a 30 amp fuse in, which is my dumb mistake, because it should have something a little bit higher. The fans are rated for about 14 amps a piece, so 30 amps is normal. So it actually kept on popping the fan fuse. So put a 40 amp in it now, which the wire is good for. And then he's been working on the idle tuning and revving it. So got the timing zeroed out. It's revving great. Issue we just ran into is the starter kept on clicking. It wouldn't actually engage the starter, so we had to wait a little while to let the starter cool down. So I know he's going through the revving right now, so I'm nervous as hell. We have been battling her for a couple of hours now. We have got her a little warm to where it popped the cap again. Had to rebleed the system and add water. And you can see with the home set up in here. So a problem we're having now is it's losing tach signal. It depends on load. Sometimes it will go 4,000 RPM, sometimes it will go 6,000 RPM, but we have no idea what it is. Sergio, the gentleman that helped me get it started before, I sent him a couple photos of the settings. Maybe he can help. But my Sergio over here at King's, we are in communication with Fuel Tech, and I'm starting to get a little discouraged. On a positive note, on a second gear pull at 3,000 RPM, it made like 370 foot-pounds of torque and like 250 horsepower. So, I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess, but I honestly don't know what to do. The wiring I know is good and everything else was good. It's run well, but once we start getting into different RPMs, it's losing the count on the signal. So I'm gonna try to get a hold of Chevy in the morning. Maybe the auto parts store crank and cam sensors are bad, or they just don't read good. Because I know when I told Sergio from Tennessee that I had those sensors, he said, dude, those things are junk. Like, you'd be better off getting one from a junkyard. So maybe that's the case. I'm hoping it's something stupid like that, because I mean, wasting a couple hours on the dyno, wasting other people's times, like, it's starting to get really old and I'm getting really discouraged and upset about it. But unfortunately, this is what happens when you build a custom car and you do some weird stuff. So I guess the positive note is she looks pretty. That's about it. But she is really testing my patience today. I don't know. We're gonna keep at it and we'll see how far we can go before the day runs out. Alrighty, so after many pulls on the dyno, we are basically coming to a point where we can't get anything else out of the car. The back pressure is through the roof, and I kind of knew this going into this. So we're able to spike boost and make okay power. So I'm actually just asking him right now to pull up the last dyno graph from the last pull. And I gotta see it again, because I'm still in disbelief. So right here, 803 foot-pounds of torque and 674 horsepower. So you can see the power kind of tapers off and the torque goes up and tapers off as well. So that can be kind of solved by just the boost ramp, but that's basically where we're at. The problem is the T4 on the turbo is too small and the hot side is too small, so the engine's not able to breathe. It's essentially choking the motor down. But at first, when I was building the setup, I decided that I wanted to have the car be torquey and it should be okay with the power glide, but now I'm realizing the negative aspects of that as well. I mean, it just made a boatload of torque, but in the same sense, I already want a bigger turbo. But I just cannot believe this. Hey, what's going on, guys? I am currently editing this video. I have Sarge trying to help me, but he keeps dozing off. Anyway, I'm just going over everything. You know, I've had a really crazy day. Looking over the data logs. Sergio left all the data logs in the ECU so I can look at them myself, just to learn. Today went well. The car made a boatload of power, boatload of torque. The torque, I mean, if you look at the the screen on the computer, but all the power was really early on, the torque was really early on, but the thing about it is the dyno loads the car so much to where basically when he laid into it, it was in high gear and it just instantly lit the turbo. So I mean, the spool times are retarded fast, and but that comes with the consequence of the whole back pressure thing. So probably going to turn it down a little bit and just start driving it, get used to it. I don't want to set a false hope, but it looks like tomorrow we're going to the track. All I have to do is bolt the front bumper on, but that shouldn't be difficult at all. Just got to trim the bumper, bolt it on. So yeah, hopefully that happens tomorrow, weather pending, because it is supposed to rain. But I am definitely happy. I have had a lot of people reach out to me, so I appreciate everyone's thoughts, and I appreciate everyone's support with what I'm doing with this nonsense. But yeah, it's time to start playing. Anyway, I'm gonna get to finishing this video. I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank you guys for the support. It really means a lot to me, especially something stupid what I'm doing right now. I'm glad I could be somewhat entertaining. So anyway, I'm gonna go through all the stuff and finish up this video. Yep, you guys have a good night. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you tomorrow.